I was swimming yesterday in place because the river current is so strong that I just can swim and don't go anywhere. If I swim really hard, I stay in one spot. And I'm doing a backstroke with my goggles in my waist, in my shorts, like I do when I do a backstroke in normal times. And I admire how I'm not going anywhere and can be in just one place with that river current. And then I feel that my goggles are slipping out, and they went. And they are heavy and they sink, and with that current it was impossible to catch them or much less find them again. I didn't get upset, and when I was pondering what had happened, I heard sacrifice. Sacrifice is needed. And I realized that my goggles had now become a sacrifice to this river. They were, after all, an overkill for this Amazonic river. And that made me think about sacrifice and how prevalent that was in early cultures, and then how little we practice sacrifice. We do offerings, we make donations, but sacrifice is different. Sacrifice doesn't have a purpose. It's not given to somebody else but to nature. Still in the Andes, you will find indigenous people who take a drink and then they throw some of the drink on the earth, on the ground, because they are sharing with Pachamama. It's a purely symbolic step. I'm not saying that there's a being there that is waiting to take our things, but it's for our own good, because it reminds us that we are part of something bigger, something else, and we are given to that bigger being. I'm making a sacrifice by being here under this tree now when it's starting to rain, and I'm just waiting and letting it be. I'm tired of running from the rain, tired from the heat. And truly, I'm tired from being here. It has been a sacrifice on my part. I came here to know how the heart of the biggest rainforest on the planet is, and it's a dark heart in the sense that it's dominated by trees, and there's not much is in the form of animal life, and there shouldn't be any big mamas here, including us. I also came because I wanted to understand how humanity can change. And then this pandemic happened, and I thought I was coming here to ask for a pandemic that will be exactly like this one is, a pandemic that will be generous in cooling people and just taking some selected people, but provoking enough fear to collapse this predatory economy and forces to change. So then I found myself asking for forgiveness and then asking for another chance. But now I see that the world is not really seeming to change. Everybody wants to go back to the old so-called normal, which was an abnormal. So I'm now in the position of asking for the universe to fully release this virus, to fully wipe us out, to fully make us disappear. And I thought this was about sacrifice, but maybe that's the ultimate sacrifice, where we become dirt. Because at this point, it looks like that's the best we can do, to become dirt. At least we can fertilize the ground, feed some trees, some plants, some worms. That's a lot better than just consuming senselessly water, air, oil, trees, animals. Maybe that's the ultimate sacrifice we had to make because we have become a virus. We are the illness, we are the sickness, we are the infirmity. Hopefully, we won't get to that point, but then we had to make other sacrifices, smaller sacrifices. We had to live according to our purpose and fulfill our purpose and stop consuming beyond our needs, stop the predatory behavior, and give little sacrifices, little symbolic sacrifices, like the candle to this tree, like I'm gonna do when the rain stops. Give. Throw some of your clothes in a fire. I've done that. Sounds crazy, but seems necessary. Get your nails dirty planting something in the fresh ground. Sacrifice your desire to multiply and stop having children. Or I must have one. One child. It looks like the rain is going to spare us today. We're not going to be soaked. Maybe that's a symbol that by being willing to make the bigger sacrifice, we will be limited to the smaller ones. See, the word sacrifice has sacred in it, doesn't it? Sacred. SACR, sacrifice. Sacrifice is given to the sacred. Let's give to the sacred that surrounds us, to this divine universe, to this paradise we are in. Let's do behave as divine creatures and be reminded of our divinity by our sacrifices. Previous recording and an earlier one on sacrifice, when I was speaking in Spanish, giving thanks. I was under my tree and I had lighted a candle, and I can see the candle back there now under the tree. There's no wind and the rain stopped, so the candle may last all night. I thought that was important for the thank you. And a candle may be a really good way to offer a little sacrifice. It's a little something we let go, that we let consume. And it's a form of honoring whatever we happen to be honoring, in that case, the tree and the river spot where I'm being now over 40 days. Here it starts to rain again, so I'm gonna challenge the candle.